Hare Krishna. In the series of 12 Mahajan, their life and pastimes, we are now starting a new series on our 10th Mahajan, King Bhismadev. Bhismadev was a great devotee of Lord and had a very difficult service to perform. Despite of being the most powerful person of the world, he had to choose to fight against Dharma, knowing fully well that he will be defeated. And also, he had to fight with Lord Krishna himself. He is most misunderstood devotee as he had to live with bunch of non-devoted and still perform the devotional service in such a great extent that at the end of the life we see Lord Krishna appear before him. Many times from his life it appears that Bhismadev was not doing right, but actually he was doing a service as per Lord's plan. He also was the wisest person and he wanted to protect the Kurus from all angles, but his words were not heard and that was very frustrating for him. When we read the difficult life of Bibhishan, Vidur or Bhismadev, and we understand with how much difficult situation they have performed devotional service, we know how we have to perform our devotional service against all odds. Now, all of us know his life therefore from the great epic Mahabharata. Therefore, I will not spend much time on the stories. However, I will touch upon the important aspects of his life and also focus more on the activity he did and the devotional service he performed and why he became a Mahajan. This is episode 26, and if you want to see the old episodes or other videos, kindly click on the playlist of this video or please go to the description where I will provide a link where a blog site will host all the past episodes. We will start today's episode and we will try to maintain the episode length not more than 10 minutes so that you can continue to see the next episode as and when you get time. But I have a request, please see to the end of the video, and if you feel that there is some problem, some mistake I have done, please mention it to my comments. Whatever I am saying, it is because I have read from different scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, or I have read certain Mahabharata portion. But so if you like this episode, the credit goes to those scriptures. If you do not like, because I am absolutely incompetent, I have no knowledge, please blame on me. Let us start today's episode. I hope you will like it. Hare Krishna. In the beginning of Dwapar Yug, there was a very powerful king. His name was Pratipa and he was very powerful king in Kuru dynasty. Pratipa, however, wanted to do austerity and take renunciation. He had a son called Devotee, and Devotee took sannyas at very early age. Pratipa wanted to be away from family life and he went and started doing austerity on the bank of the Ganges. He used to take baths in the Ganges 3 times a day and he used to do lot of austerity on the bank of the Ganges. One day, Ganga Devi herself appeared before her and she sat on the right thigh of the king when he was doing meditation. The king was very surprised and he asked her, "O celestial goddess, who are you? I do not know you, and why you are sitting on my right thigh?" Ganga Devi told that I am very pleased with your personality and I want to marry you. Now king said, "You cannot marry me because you have sat on the right thigh of my right thigh. A wife has to sit on the left thigh. The right thigh is the place for the daughter or daughter-in-law. You can marry my son." Ganga Devi said, "Yes, I can marry your son, but on one condition. He should never ask me any question of my work, what I do." King Pratipa then broke his austerity, went back to Garhastha life, and after 9 months, his queen gave birth to a very divine child. That child grew up as King Shantanu, the oldest Kuru king from which other entire dynasty prospered. King Shantanu, when he grew up, then King Pratipa told him that, "Look, son, many years ago I have given my word to a celestial woman and she wanted to become your wife. If you happen to see her and if she proposes to you, please do not ignore." King Shantanu was very powerful king, and he was the entire, with his power, he had conquered the entire Bharat during that time. King Shantanu one day was actually going through his hunting expedition inside the forest, and by the time he came by the side of the Ganges, he saw a very beautiful girl sitting on the Ganges. He approached her, he was very attracted, and he wanted to marry her. The girl introduced herself as Ganga Devi herself, and she said yes, she wants to marry him, but on one condition: the king will never ask anything for the work she is doing, and she should never stop her from doing that. She said the day he will stop Ganga Devi to do her duty, she will go back to the celestial world, and therefore they will never meet again. The king was so attracted to Ganga Devi, he agreed to the condition, and he said that whatever you will do, I will never say no to it. And then they got married and stayed happily thereafter. In this context, we'll have to remember the story of the Ashtavasus or 8 Vasus. This Ashtavasu was cursed by the great sage Vasishtha, because Vasishtha had a cow which was called the desire cow or Kamdhenu. Now Ashtavasus, the youngest brother's wife wanted to have that Kamdhenu in their possession. Now Ashtavasu, because they were celestial people, they did not take permission from Vasishtha. They went and thus stole the cow. When the 7 of the brothers were against their wish, the 8th Vasu specifically wanted to have the cow for his wife. And as a result of that, Vasishtha Muni became so angry that he cursed them. All of them have to take birth as a human sons of Ganga Devi in material world. Now, over a period of time, when these 8 Vasus took birth as son of Ganga Devi meticulously threw them one by one into the waters of Ganga. And that she did in the very presence of her husband Shantanu. Now, Ganga's seemingly cruel behavior was because she knew the background. But finally, when the 8th son was born, Shantanu, despite remembering his promise, chastised Ganga in an angry mood. Ganga Devi spared the child, but then explained, once long ago, these 8 Vasus and their wives visited the ashrama of sage Vasishtha. There they saw the Surabhi cow, and when by the wish of their wives these Vasus took away the cow by force, they were cursed by Vasishtha to be born in the mortal world as my sons. Now all except this one have been delivered from that curse. After saying this, Ganga Devi took her son and left the place. King Shantanu became very morose due to separation from his wife and son, but he had no option. In due course of time, when the son Devabrata grew up and Ganga Devi brought him back to king's kingdom. Now, when the Shantanu was going by his chariot, he saw somebody stop the entire flow of Ganga with his arrow. He was very surprised because this kind of skill even he did not have. So he inquired the identity of that young person, Devabrata. Ganga Devi appeared and she explained that this eighth son is none but Devabrata, his eighth son, and he is expert in use of all kinds of weapons and has been fully conversant in all branches of Vedic knowledge. Now, Devabrata and Shantanu's reunion was very much joyful, and Shantanu was very happy with this incident. As we know that Ganga Devi had taught Devabrata into various skill, and he was the person who got the training of the weapons from different gurus, including Parashuram. He has learned the art warfare from multiple preceptors like Brihaspati, Shukracharya, Vasishta and Parashuram. And therefore, in that world, the then world, there was no one who had power to defeat Devabrata. In Srimad Bhagavat Canto 1, it is explained that even a great fighter like Bhishma also could not win the battle of Kurkshetra, because the Lord wanted to show that the wise cannot conquer. Now, regardless of the fact that the great devotee like Bhismadev was opposite side, he could not win that war. We will end the episode here with the birth story of Bhismadev and his childhood, and we will continue his life and other activity, and we will try to learn what we can follow from his life in subsequent episodes. Please see the next episode as well.